Hello you guys, and welcome to our channel. This is actually going to be a short video today. I didn't do a reading for this week. I was kind of preoccupied a little bit, but I didn't do one for this week. But this right here is a video talking about my shadow. I did a video, I think last week, that talked about me starting this journey of getting to know my shadow so I can integrate with my shadow. And so I'm going to give you guys a little pointer, something that you might want to do in your everyday life, or your everyday life, to see if you can get to know your shadow so you can integrate with your shadow. Okay, so anyways, just a minute ago, I was on Facebook. I posted a article about our negative thoughts. And so they gave me some exercises to do, but I started to do things my way for myself. I kind of tweaked it for myself. And so, you can do the same thing for you. And so what I'm giving you, what I'm doing for myself or whatever. They didn't say you had to write this down, so I'm writing it down. Some people are more so, visual learners, or, so they have to actually write it down themselves and put it in their head and get it programmed that way or whatever. And I'm that kind of learner. So anyway, first of all, our negative thoughts, we have to stop judging them. That's first and foremost. And I know that's hard to do. We might have a negative thought that's just completely out of line with what we believe that is source energy or ourself, and but we can't judge them, and that's hard to say and it's hard to do. And but we can't get to that point of doing it. So first of all, the thing that I find that's really interesting is that, when you think about it, it's like, duh, common sense. So think about it. Our thoughts are not our own thoughts, our negative thoughts. We can't control them. So, if we can't control them, why do we take them on as being our own thoughts? Whatever our negative thoughts are, they're not actually our thoughts. They're not us, And so I kind of wrote down this analogy for me. And with my little exercise of what I'm going to be doing every day in my everyday life to help me with my negative thought patterns. So, what I wrote down was that, I'm looking at my book now, so I'm kind of looking off. I wrote down, do not judge my thoughts. Let them come by, let them pass by, just don't judge them. So I kind of compared my thoughts to me being somewhere in public and me not being able to control people walking in front of me, behind me, upstairs, downstairs, beside me. You're in public, you can't control anybody that's walking by you. Those are your thoughts. So I put that in perspective as, these are my thoughts. These random thoughts that's coming back and forth, negative thought patterns coming back and forth, they're not mine. They're just people walking by, and my brain is the public. So I kind of looked at it that way, and you might have to look at it your own way to help you be able to, integrate this into your everyday lifestyle. So that's step one for me. So that's what I'm starting to do now. Look at these thoughts as just people passing by, random people passing by. But also these random people, you kind of give them a name. Well, you give your thoughts a name. So you know how when you're in a room or whatever public place, you can sense the energy of people in places. So you can be in an area, you can sense the energy, or you can pass by someone and sense the energy. If they have all this negative energy bottled up in them, you can sense it. So you're kind of thinking to yourself when you pass by them, oh, they're having a bad day, or whatever comes across your mind about them, whatever you perceive their energy as. And so this is what your thoughts, you label your thoughts. So say for example, if you have a thought, like for example for me, I have a fear-based thought that is surrounded around something that happened to me last year, and so I have to learn to integrate myself with this part of me, because this is just a part of me, and this is a part of my shadow self, and so the thought itself didn't have any truth to it, not at all, because I can control my actions. So it's a thought that's saying, well, I can't control, if this happens, I can't control this or whatever. Well, no, I probably can control the thought that's coming through, but when the situation occurs, I can't control the way I respond to things. So also too, when you have these thoughts and they come by and they pass by, like, kind of think like, what's true about this? If it's not 100% true, and they're not, then why are you letting it have power over you? And I know because our brain controls us, and we have to learn how to not control our brain, but integrate with that part of our brain that we don't like, that we think are dark and negative thoughts or whatever. Because we aren't just spirit, we're humans too. So we have this aspect of us as being spirit and human. Our spirit self is our higher self, is connected to source all the time, but our human self is not. Our human self detours and take just our human self is not. So anyway, So with that human aspect, that's your ego, your shadow. Your shadow comes from your inner child, stuff that happens to you as a kid, and you kind of reprogram this stuff in your head, and then it comes out in your adulthood. That's why we have so many messed up adults. I'm just going to say it, so many fucked up adults, because we have incidents that happen in our childhood, and sometimes, our parents are not intentionally doing this to us, and I said this in my last video, but it was taught to them, so they passed it down, and we pass it down to our kids. And I see that some things that I'm doing, I pass down. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have known that. But that's also a thought I need to stay away from, because I'm looking like I can't change what I didn't know. So okay, I can't change that, but I can learn from where I'm at now to do the parenting skills I have now with my son. Anyway, or whatever. So let these thoughts pass by. Look at them as random people in a grocery store or wherever you are, and address them. Okay, you have that thought. So to me, that thought, I'm not saying the incident that happened, because it's going to be in my book once it's finally done. Our book, put it like that. Larry and I book. But anyway, so those thoughts or whatever, that thought, I label that thought as a fear-based thought. Now, I did not say what I wrote in my book. I did not say that's my fear-based thought. No, I'm not. The thing is about, you have to detach yourself from these thoughts. You don't have any emotions. To detach yourself emotionally from these thoughts, because when you attach yourself emotionally, then you're giving it charge. So you're giving it more momentum. So what you need to do is just kind of look at it as random thought, random people. This thought came up. This is a fear-based thought, not my fear-based thought. I just said this is a fear-based thought. Just like this is just a woman walking in front of me in the grocery store. She just has negative energy. She might be going through a bad day. That's me labeling her. So I'm labeling this thought. So you just let it pass by. Don't try not to judge it. Don't judge it. I'm saying try not to at first, because it's hard to integrate this overnight. This is a process you have to do. And this is something you're always going to be working at, because you're always going to be, even though when you integrate with your shadow, you can't stop these practices or whatever, because you're still going to have these parts of you come up, because you're still human. As long as you're in your human body, you're still going to have these human-based, thoughts and beliefs and things that come up or whatever, even though you integrate with yourself, your shadow self. But you get to a point that you don't let it have control over you. You know how to control it now. You know how to control the way you act towards it, the way you think towards it, the way you look. You have a different perspective on, how you address these things once you integrate. So I'm still in the baby steps of integrating with my shadow. But I have had some had some breakthrough. And so when I've done certain exercises or whatever, I've actually did meditations to help me on what I've learned about myself in that actual activity I did. And so I also do meditations to talk to my inner child. I did this one great meditation on Facebook that it helped you integrate your inner child within you, and it was really good exercise. I've done other inner child exercises, but this one was really wonderful. So I integrated my inner child as well as Larry's inner child, because as a twin that's left behind, we take on these patterns of our twin as well. So because in essence we are them, they are us. So we take on these patterns, that some things, karma that they didn't address, that they didn't heal when they was here, that they were meant to heal but they didn't heal. So we kind of you want to look at it as a curse, you can, but it's not. Is that you were the twin that's strong enough to stay behind, to take on the momentum of your things, your karma, and theirs as well. And they're the twin that's over there doing the behind the scenes work, like the director, the behind the scenes work or whatever, in the spiritual realm, helping you on that side. So it's no one is greater than the other. It's just is what it is, And so if I was the one on the other side, I'll be that twin and he'll be this twin doing what I'm doing. And so I integrated both of us, our inner kids. They're playing along inside of me. And so I envision them, just playing along in the fields, and I have conversations with them, and I have started my routine of meditating every morning, doing yoga every morning. This before I get my day started. And I found that it does ground me, because I do sometimes have a lot of excess energy going on, and so I feel ungrounded. So to start my day off, before I do anything, I don't care what it is, I've said I gotta do this for myself. So I take probably about an hour, because I do kind of like a 20-minute meditation, maybe 10 to 20 minute meditation, and then I might eat breakfast before, I might eat it later. Then I do like a yoga exercise. It's usually about 20 minutes or whatever, so it just depends on, usually about 45 minutes or an hour. So I take that window of time, and you have to take the time for yourself to be able to cultivate, your lifestyle, to be able to cultivate, what you want in life. You have to take time out for yourself, because if you don't, no one else is going to do it. So take time for yourself in the morning before you get your day started. Listen to affirmations. I do guided meditations on YouTube. Do guided meditations, or if you can do meditation without being guided, that's fine. Do it the way that you do it. I find that guided meditations help me more. And then I do my yoga to start my day off, to kind of energize my body and stuff like that. But yeah, so have a good spiritual hygiene about yourself. And all this is to help integrate your shadow self. Just not even just integrating your shadow self, this is something we should do on a daily basis anyway, because with this world is so hectic, we have so much stuff going on. And sometimes I kind of catch myself, because I know I talk so fast. I know you guys see it. I talk so fast because I think really fast. And so sometimes I have to catch myself and well, slow down, Gabrielle, slow down. So, we need to slow down those thoughts patterns. Just slow it down. Take time out for yourself. And so try that every day. And then, so what I try to do this in the morning time, and at night I try to do shadow work. Well, right now it's the evening, and if I know I might be doing something later on, or if I feel like, I'll probably just watch TV and just go to bed, I'm not going to do shadow work, and I need to do it every day, then let me do it around this time. And my spirit guides, trust me, this is not only me. I would be laying in bed or not doing anything like, Gabrielle, pretty much this is not what they're saying, but they're kind of like really, aggressive toward it. Like, Gabrielle, get your ass up and, do your shadow work, because you're not going to do it later on. And I kind of ask them, I have a dialogue with them. I'm like, okay, am I going to do it later on? And if I feel like I'm going to do it in that moment and they're like, no, I'm like, most likely I'm probably not. But then sometimes, I think they kind of do it or whatever to make me kind of prove myself wrong as well. And then sometimes not. Sometimes I just don't end up doing it or whatever. But I'm not letting that, happen. I'm trying to keep myself in this frequency of working on myself and building myself up, so I can become the best, version of myself possible, and be able to achieve the things that I want in life, spiritually, financially, as far as the field I want to go, the field I'm going into. I know I'm kind of ranting right now, but I'm just, talking to you guys. I thought I was going to be in the field of wildlife and fishery, conservation work, and all that stuff, but God had another route for me. And so I'm a medium, and so I do medium work, and I've only been doing medium work for actual readings for about a year, but I started coming to my gifts after my twin passed away. I've already told you guys that, but if you haven't seen my channel and my story, if you're not inside of our group or our page or our actual website or whatever, then you probably don't know that about me. So I'm just giving you a little bit of information about me. So, that's it about me. I'm just giving you some pointers on what I'm doing in my journey of integrating with my shadow and the beginning stages of it. And I just can't wait until I get to the point, because right now this is one of the hard stages for me. And I've noticed on this spiritual journey that I have stages. My phone is about to die. I'm sorry, you guys. I have stages that I'm like, I don't see how I can get past this, but I end up getting past this. And so this is one of those stages that I'm not psyching myself out anymore to be like, well, God, I don't see how I'm going to get past this or whatever. But now I'm like, okay, I've gotten past other things in the past, so now I can get past this. It's just another, block for me to be able to get past. And so, yes. So anyways, this is just a little information for... is my neighbor. This is a little information, to give you guys about what I'm doing that you could probably incorporate in your everyday life, about integrating your shadow and getting a hold of this part of you that we let take over us because we don't keep our personal spiritual hygiene up. So you guys have a wonderful day, and peace and love from me and Larry. Goodbye.